combination of days 12 and 13. So that means we are halfway through the Advent season, just that much closer to Christmas. Woohoo! Couple of things. You'll first of all, I'm recording at my parents' house. There, list of little decorations. And second, since it's kind of echoey, I'm using a lower voice than I normally would when I'm recording because it's almost midnight. Anyway, let's get started. I have my Advent tea. I have days 12 and 13 for the Advent calendar. And I have some progress on my knitting. Woohoo! And another quickie project that I started. So let's begin. So I already had day 12's tea yesterday for the Advent tea. So here is a quick picture of it. And that one was another superfruits tea, but this time with pomegranate acai flavor. So it had that kind of tropical Mediterranean feel. Tasted really good. Had that hibiscus punch. It also had the blackcurrant, so it smelled really, really nice. That one was good. And then today we have Yogi Veda Glück, which is Yogi Veda luck. And this one is really interesting because when I opened the tea bag, the little pouch, it smelled like chai. But when I started to steep, I'm not sure if you'll it's kind of hard to see. Let me try lifting up the tea bag. It's still kind of hard to see. But I noticed that it was kind of pink. And that's because while it is kind of sort of a chai, it also has hibiscus. It also has beetroot, ginger, cinnamon, vanilla, cardamom, rose, and jasmine. So quite the combination. Let's see if it smells as good as it, or tastes as good as it smells. And I'm using one of my mom's mugs from Hawaii. Interesting. It's definitely very floral, with a little bit of that spicy, with a little bit of the spices in the background. All right, so real quick, got some knitting progress. Woohoo! So, as you guys probably remember, I'm working on a hat for one of my coworkers. And this is the Lake Reed hat by Asita Krebs. It is a free pattern on Ravelry. And so I just finished 1, 2 repeats, and then it's gonna have me do half a repeat before I start the crown decreases. So it's going by so fast now that I'm able to work on the cables, and it's a lot of fun. Highly recommend that pattern. And then real quick, let me go get the second project that I started. Alrighty, so here's so this is what I've got so far. Little crocheted flowers, and I'm actually using embroidery thread or embroidery floss, but it's actually a sparkly metallic-y one, so it's really, really pretty. If I get a photo that does it justice, I'll take a picture. It's absolutely beautiful. It's like an icy blue. and these will eventually be a pair of earrings for my Secret Santa swap at work. So part of it, and I already got, I finally got everything else that I needed for that. And one of the things that you have to do is to leave a clue as to, leave a clue for your recipient as to who gave them the gift. So this will be my clue. So, and eventually I'm going to add some beads in the center. There we go. You can kind of catch a little bit of that glitz. But I'm gonna add a bead in the center, maybe a couple of beads hanging down, and attach them to some earrings. I'm gonna do the lever backs because I know those are generally more secure. And so that is the second project that I can actually show. And it's nice and fast, nice and quick. Alrighty. So, as to, I kind of want to get into a little bit of general life chatter right now, just to kind of get into why I didn't record yesterday, and that is, I was just tired. It was kind of a busy day at work, and I had a bunch of things going on today, which I'll get into in a moment. But one of those things was a doctor's appointment where I needed a fasting blood draw, and I just scheduled it because I hadn't been to the doctor's in a couple of years, and also at work, our human resources has a wellness credit where if you get a physical exam, get some lab work done, and participate in a San Diego Humane Society sponsored wellness program. So for instance, a lunch and learn. I did a lunch and learn for the retirement plan, and the lunch and learn for the benefits enrollment. So those are a couple of things that would count. So if you do three things, you actually get a credit on your health benefits. So essentially, that means like they would pay back your co-pays and more. Sometimes you know, if you really play your cards right, they told us you can actually get your benefits for free, but you have to do those things. So I'm like, might as well just do it for that anyway. But I wanted to go to bed early for that, so that way I can just sleep in. I could go to my doctor's office reasonably early in the morning, get that done. So yeah, that's what was going on. So as far as today, got that taken care of. I have 2 holes in each arm. 2 of them were for the blood draw because I normally use my left arm, but the phlebotomist was having a little trouble getting the vein, and anyway, so she stuck me in one arm. That didn't work, so she had to go to my right arm, which that one went really smoothly, so yay! And honestly, for those of you afraid of needles, I mean, yeah, it's no fun getting poked, but you know, when it's done properly, you shouldn't feel a thing. I mean, there should be a little bit of pain, which is normal because something is invading your body, but anyway, I'm getting a little rambly, getting a little delusional. But yeah, but anyway, the second time went very smoothly. It was nearly non-painful, so Yay! And then my appointment was a couple hours later, so I got some lunch, did my shopping, and came back. Got my physical, everything's good. Yay! Got 2 more pokes in. Got 2 more pokes, 1 in each arm. Again, got my flu shot and my tetanus shot, which was actually due in 2016, but better late than never. Then went to see, then got my hair done. Feels so good. And had dinner with Taylor since he was off, and we were both in the area, which, funny enough, I can see his work from the parking lot of my doctor's office. Didn't realize that. And then now I'm at my folks. All right, so that's what's been going on with me. And then let's talk about the photo challenge. So yesterday's prompt was Throwback Thursday to your most memorable gift. And for me, that is the easiest thing. That was the easiest one, because my most memorable gift, bar none, was my dog, Linus. 11 years ago, or it will be 11 years ago on the 22nd, my dad called my mom saying that he was going to bring home a beagle puppy. And it would have been, and she always goes, it would have been one thing if he was saying, I'm thinking about getting a puppy for Alex. And then she was like, then I would have said no, because backstory to all this, we had been trying for months and months to find a dog. We went to every shelter in the county to adopt a dog. So it wasn't for lack of trying. But of course, now that I work at a humane society, I have some opinions about buying puppies from breeders. Strong opinions. But I digress. So my mom goes, what am I supposed to, what am I gonna do? Say no? I'd be the Grinch. So I was over with my friend Jessie at her Ma and Pa's playhouse. We were watching a movie. And also that year, she had her exchange sister from Germany, Julia, with her for Christmas. And so we were hanging out. We were watching Sleeping Beauty, which Disney nerds. And I got the call saying, Dad's home, dinner's ready, come on down. Then who does Dad pull out of a car with this tiny little beagle puppy? Of course, my heart was just melted. That first night was very long, very tough. I spent the night in the laundry room with him so that he wouldn't be lonely on his first night without his mom and his siblings. And now we have him 11 years later and counting. Mom and Dad joke that he'll probably outlive all of us. But anyway, so tell me, what is your most memorable gift? Let me know. And then today's prompt, which I don't have a picture for yet, so I'm a little bit behind on that. So today's prompt is generosity. So, I guess if you I guess, of course, if you do something generous, you can say, look what I did, but I think that kind of defeats the spirit of the thing. Or if you know of a person that's super generous, you can post a picture dedicated to them. Or if you see generosity in your community, like, for instance, at your local coffee shop, if they have a place where you can donate toys, that would be great. So what are some acts of generosity that you've seen lately? Let me know. And I should have taken a picture of this, because when I was at Starbucks with visiting my friends at my old, or what would have been my old store, if I had stayed on, they had a box of toys right at the register that was almost overflowing, so that would have been a good one. Darn it. Oh well. But yeah, let me know. And then last but not least, we have days 12 and 13 of the Forbidden Fiber Company Advent Calendar. We'll start with day 12. I'm going to close my eyes just so there aren't any spoilers with the... It looks like the yarn is on top. Or feels like the yarn's on top. And this one, ooh, pretty. It's coming out a little bright, actually. Not too much, though. That's pretty. It's a pretty lavender color. And this one is called Open Holidays Only. You know what that's from? That is from Holiday Inn, starring Bing Crosby. And believe it or not, that is actually the movie where the song White Christmas came from, not the movie White Christmas. So that was actually predated. And Holiday Inn. So it reads, Jim Hardy and Ted Hanover have been vaudeville partners for many years, but when Ted announces that he and Jim's girlfriend, dancer Lila Dixon, are going to set off on their own, Jim decides the time has come to retire. He buys himself a farmhouse in New England and settles into the country life, but soon realizes he has an opportunity to do something special. He decides to open his inn to the public, but only on major holidays. Things are going well for him until his old partner Ted shows up and sets his sights on Jim's new friend, Linda Mason. The film introduced the song White Christmas. See? Told ya. And it also how could I forget, it also co-stars Fred Astaire. Here's the picture. So that is day 12. And then day 13. So it looks like the info card is on top. And then ooh, kind of a nice hot cocoa or latte color. The colorway is called Hamburg. Kind of appropriate color. Kind of an appropriate color, an appropriate name. But the color, oh my goodness, the color is pretty. And this sounds like another Charles Dickens reference. Okay, so the movie is called Humbug, A Christmas Carol. Or Humbug from A Christmas Carol, so it's another reference. A Christmas Carol recounts the story of Ebenezer Scrooge, an elderly miser who was visited by the ghosts of his former... Well, then again, I read this once before. Don't remember which day, but I've read it before. So you know the whole story. The ghost of his business partner haunts him, and he has opportunities to change his ways with help from the ghost of Christmas past, present, and future. So there we go. So the fun fact is that there have been more than 25 adaptations, film adaptations alone, beginning in 1901, and one of them includes the animated version that starred Donald Duck. And I've said it before, but I'll say it again. One of my favorite family-oriented version is the one featuring the Muppets, and of course one of my favorite traditional versions, if you will, is the one with George C. Scott. Alright, that is all I have. A little bit longer than usual, but then again, I'm making up for combining 2 days into one. So hopefully tomorrow we'll be back on track. And until then, have a wonderful night, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.